So today I just wanted to touch on the basics of Affinity Designer and just kind of showing you the basic tools for designing, things that I use all the time. So hopefully this will be helpful for you guys. If you're new to my channel, my name is Leslie. My channel is all about sublimation and Cricut. So if you like any of those things, please consider subscribing, joining my YouTube family, and let's get into the video, guys. So Affinity Designer is on sale right now for $24.99. It's normally in about $40 something. So this is their website. It's affinity.serif.com. And it is normally $50. It's on sale for $24.99. You can buy it for the iPad, Windows, or Mac. It's similar to Photoshop. So this is how Affinity looks when you open it up. So if you press Command N to open, you get to a screen where you can start a new document, and it has some presets for like sizes and stuff. You know, there's the basic like letter, legal, all the basic ones. So I'm gonna just click on the letter size, and then on the right side you have your inches, your DPI, which is 300 if you're gonna do prints. I personally always go to RGB 16 and then Adobe RGB as the color profile, and then I'm press create. So this is your blank canvas. I'm just going to show you the basics that I normally use. So on the left side you have your menu. Here you have your text. I personally enjoy using the artistic text tool because you just take your mouse, you click and you drag, and that will be the size of your text, and you're able to use it. If not, you can go into where it says frame text box, and that'll create, you know, like a normal little text box for you. But I like the artistic one because I'm able to size it better, and I'm able to. So when you have like the text box, if you make this bigger, it's not going to make the text bigger. But when you have the artistic one, so let's say this is the letter A, when I pull on the arrows, you see it makes it bigger. So I prefer to do it that way instead of this way. In order to make it bigger when you have the text box, you need to go up to the font size and increase it there. So then you have your shapes here. They have the basic shapes, but right here where the triangle is, if you hold that, you have even more shapes that you can play with. Obviously on the right side you have your colors, your outer stroke if you use that, and all of that. Now let's say you have an image that you would like to put inside that square. You can take your image and drag it into Affinity. If you drag it onto where the actual paper is, it will come out on that document. But if you drag it outside of it, it's gonna open it up in a separate panel, a separate tab. So let's say you want this image inside of your shape. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go on the layers panel. You're going to take it, click on the layer, drag it down and to the right, and there, now it's inside of there, and you see, and I can just shape it to fit inside that square. Up on the top there's different menus. So these all have different menus. So if you click on this one with all the little squares, so you have your magic kind of selection tool. So this will select different areas of it. And then you can delete that part or whatever it is, or fill it with the color, whatever you have to do. Here's the eraser tool. So let's say you have an image. In order to, we're going to use the same image. In order to use the selection tool, the magic selection tool, you actually have to rasterize the image. So you can do that by going right clicking and then going to where it says rasterize, and it makes it into like a pixel image, and then you're able to select inside of that. And you see you can delete and all that. Command C is undo and Command D is deselect. Here's your eraser tool. I use the eraser tool a lot, and you can erase on the image, and then you can also change the size of, you have your mark Q, I don't know what it's called, but you can select something. If it's like easier to select it in a square shape or a circle shape, you can do it that way too. There's also the lasso tool, and you can kind of control that and then bring it back to the dot, and it will select the area that you went around. Here you also have your paintbrush tool, and then on the right side you can, if you want like textures, like you see textured, or your colors and stuff like that. It has oils, masking pencils, pens, and you can just pick which one you would like to use. So those are the main ones I tend to use in this menu. You also have your paint bucket. So let's say you select, let's go to the rectangle. Well, let's say you select a piece, you can go into the paint bucket and you can fill it with whatever color you have selected over here on your color wheel. And then over here on this 3 dots, it's like the slice tool. If you ever used Photoshop to kind of make a website and stuff, you use the slice tool a lot. So that's what that is. I don't really use that much anymore. You have, if you have a photo in the first panel that you were at, there's a cropping tool, and you can actually click on the picture and then you can crop it to however much you want, which is something I use very often. And then let's say you have multiple shapes or words or whatever it is. You can select all your shapes, and you can do that by selecting them all on the layers panel, or you can do shift and click on them. And then you can go up here where you see these bars that kind of have like a line on the side. You click that and you can actually distribute them evenly. Can align them up, down, side, middle. You can also distribute them evenly vertically, which is very helpful. I use this quite a lot. And you can also flip your image, kind of mirror it, flip it to horizontally or flip it vertically. You can turn it with these buttons right here. Now let's say you created a design and you want to make it into SVG, right? So you would right click and you would press convert to curves. And you would do that for every single object that you want in your SVG. And then once you do that, you will be able to go to File, Export, and then save it as a SVG. And then you can use it in Cricut Design Space or Silhouette if you have a Silhouette machine. So that's also really helpful. I use that a lot. Those are the main tools that I use. If you guys want to know how to do anything in Affinity, those are the basics, like basic things that you can do. If you need help or you want to know how to do anything in Affinity, please comment down below and I'll try to make a video on it. More advanced things. In order to save files, you're going to have to go to File, Export. Because when you press save, it's just going to save the Affinity Designer file. It's not going to save it as a PNG or anything like that. So you have to go to File, Export. And then you have your options of PNG, JPEG, GIF, TIFF, Photoshop, PDF, SVG, EPS, etc. I use PNG for all of my design projects just because I feel like it's better, more crisp than the JPEG, but I don't know if it really matters, to be honest. But this is super helpful to be able to save your files and to know, because at the beginning it confused me and I didn't know I had to press export to get to this screen. So I thought this would be helpful for you guys to know, and then you would export it, name it whatever you want, and then press save. So that would be all for this video. I hope it was really helpful. Like I said, let me know down below if there's anything you guys want me to touch on Affinity Designer, anything you're interested in learning how to do. I really like Affinity Designer. I use it for all of my designing. I use it for my thumbnails. I use it for creating SVGs, but I also do use Silhouette sometimes. So I will also be doing a video on the basics of Silhouette to kind of help you guys. So yes, please let me know if this was informative. I hope it wasn't all over the place. I just tried to touch all the bases of the basic things that I use Affinity Designer for. So if you love this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Join my YouTube family. We're getting so close to 4,000 subscribers. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.